With the announcement that the Horizon Zero Dawn franchise is getting a LEGO game, and that game is confirmed for the Nintendo Switch, I'm excited to get back into the franchise. So today we are going back to the Legion Go. I already did a lengthy live stream showcasing the Legion Go running Horizon Forbidden West, so let's dive into the original game. Technically the first version of the game I ever bought. Having moved to PlayStation later, let's dive in. Here is how I've gotten Horizon Zero Dawn to run on the Lenovo Legion Go. As with before, our setup is the same as with previous games. Have the Legion Go's BIOS VRAM set to auto, resolution to 1280 by 800 in the little quick menu, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter if you're in 60 or 144Hz mode. Now, upon first booting up the game, you'll get this lovely little message saying the Legion Go doesn't meet minimum requirements. You can just ignore this. It's true that typically you will not have enough power on higher settings, but we're not doing that. The game will still boot and run fine if you ignore this message and boot the game up anyways. As far as settings go, I tried to play this game on original settings to try to mimic the original PS4 visuals, and if you're gunning for 60 FPS, don't bother. It'll jump between 40 and 60 mostly towards that lower mark. But we'll come back to that a little bit later. So if you want super high frame rates, you'll have to put settings down on favor performance. This will net you 60 FPS in most non-combat areas and FPS between 50 and 60 while you're fighting enemies, whether those enemies be humans or machines. So here are my settings with this in mind. Lower game resolution down to 720, and that's important. Even having the resolution on 800 instead of 720 in the game itself will give you more frame dips. Don't use adaptive FPS, and definitely do not use upscaling. I understand that upscaling can improve frame rate, but to be honest, the game looks horrid with those upscaling methods. Higher frame rates are not worth the beautiful world of Horizon looking like a grainy blur. At least not on a handheld like this that can render that beautiful world to still look good while remaining smooth on performance. And with that, you have a mostly 60 FPS Horizon Zero Dawn. It'll drop into the 50s a lot during fights like this bandit camp near Meridian, but it'll be smooth and quick with its performance most of the time. But let's go into a different mindset now. Let's say you want the original PS4 experience 30 FPS and all. That's possible as well. I said earlier that the original graphic preset works, but is mostly 40 FPS to 60 instead of a stable 60. If you were to use those original settings and lock the frame rate to 30 FPS, you'll get perfection. A stable 30 FPS anywhere and everywhere you go. It'll look like the PS4 version and play just like it. And to go a little further, you could limit the frame rate to 40 FPS and get an almost perfect experience that way as well. It'll drop to 39 a fair bit, but will remain very stable as a 40 FPS game. And that's really my recommendation. Unless you're married to getting 60 FPS or higher, I think 40 FPS on original settings is the best way to play this on the Legion Go. It looks great and plays great. Now, on the bright side, you can choose whatever you want, and you'll get the same amount of battery life either way. Well, maybe that's not that much of a bright side. It means you can't lower visuals to get more time. Anyways, with battery life, you get about an hour out of Zero Dawn on the Legion Go. You might be able to squeeze a few extra minutes with the brightness down and Wi-Fi turned off, but generally it'll be about 61 minutes to bring 100% charge down to 0. So, would I recommend this to Legion Go's users? Absolutely. You can make the game look great and play great if you go for original graphics and can settle for 40 FPS, or make the graphics a little more muddy to raise that to 50 to 60. But either way, you can easily replicate the original PS4 experience and then some with better graphical fidelity and stability than the Steam Deck can offer. And that's all I have for you today. I'll be back soon with more handheld PC performance and reviews. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.